Hello, welcome to episode 10? Yeah, episode 10 of the Bottums Up podcast. I am here with Tere. I'm so sorry, I know that it's wrong because I don't have an accent. I'm doing my best. But we met, I don't know, maybe like a month and a half ago at a Les Moon open mic. I've had Sublime. She was my very first interview. Yeah, she's dope. She's amazing. Yeah. Honestly, like, she was so nice, and like the interview went so well. I feel like if I had interviewed anybody else for the first one, I probably wouldn't have kept up with this. So I'm like super grateful for her. But I love her open mics because I always meet new people, including you.
Facts.
You want to introduce yourself? Tell the audience a little bit about you.
Sure. What's up, y'all? What's up, mi gente? My name is Tere. I'm super excited to be on this. Thank you so much for calling me to actually like do this. This is really cool. This is like a dope environment. Dope concept too. Love the name. Super adorable. Thank you. I'm a bartender. I've been in the biz for about 11 years. Been bartending for like 2-3 years, but I bullshit on all my applications and say I do 5 because that's what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Finesse. And I also shoot film. So if anyone watching this, you know what I'm saying, wants to collab, let me know. tere.snapped on Instagram.
See, this is why I love getting with other creatives, because it always ends in like something super fun. And like, I don't know, I haven't like been super creative like since I finished grad school. I was like so burnt out that I just couldn't do it. So now that I'm like jumping back into it, it's amazing. And it's very rewarding.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to do this shoot too. I'm excited to do the second part.
Yes. There will be a part 2 to this tutu. There will be a part 2 to follow up with this episode. Today does a lot of like film photography. I do not do film photography. I'm a DSLR girly. There we go. But we're gonna do a little.
But we make it work. You know what I'm saying? Right. I can dig it.
So we're gonna have a lot of fun. They're gonna teach me. I'm gonna teach them. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be super cute.
Let's go.
So it's gonna be like I don't know. I don't want to give away too much.
Gotta keep you on your seats. You know what I'm saying? But you begging for more.
But this right now, this is. Oh my god! I want this to be a segment. I want this to be a type of episode that I do with multiple people. Okay. This is a slumber party episode. So if you're listening on the audio only version, right now we are at my apartment. We are sitting in my bed on my Target sheets.
Real comfy.
Thank you. Wait, hold on. How do you like the mattress? How do you feel about it?
Very nice. Very comfortable.
Wait, what's like out of 10?
This is a 10 for sure. I would sleep soundly on this.
Oh my god. Okay, I have like there's like 5 layers here.
Really? Yeah. You did that shit. You did that.
It was like the biggest compliment was when my dad he got surgery like sometime last year, and my parents, it was down here, so my parents came and stayed with me like for just like a night. We just kind of hung out, and you know, he's got like the pain going on, and I'm just like, Dad, just lay down, and I'm like super self-conscious because like immigrant parents. Right. Oh my god, he laid down on this mattress, and the first thing he said was, "Oh, this is actually really comfortable." That's like the nicest thing my African father has ever said to me.
Oh my god.
Oh, but yeah, I take my mattress situation very seriously. So yeah, we're on my mattress, we're on my sheets, we are up against the headboard that I built with my own 2 hands. Come on out. So yeah, I'm really, I'm a lesbian. I'm a lesbian. Do not look at the shelf that I hung in my kitchen because it's slanted. But
it's not slanted.
Look at it's really slanted. Like it's
No, I love it. Like I love the whole setup of this place. It's super cute. Love the colors. Like I love it. Thank you. I love it. It's very homey, very welcoming.
Oh, okay. Look, so if you want to feel homey and if you want to feel welcomed in my space, if you want to sit on my bed, on my 10 out of 10 ranked mattress that got a thumbs up from an African man, a 60-year-old African man, come on now, hit me up. I'm totally down to do more slumber party episodes. It's super laid back, super chill, not nearly as structured as my regular episodes, so taking it easy. We're taking it easy.
Breezy, love it.
Yeah. We are still going to read horoscopes though.
Okay. Horoscopes?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do it.
What's your sign?
I'm an Aries. Big Aries.
Okay, fire sign. Okay. Wait, Sagittarius is a fire sign too, right? Okay, yeah.
Are you Sag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ready for my season. I'm so ready for my
Coming up, girls. Coming up. Ain't we in Sag season right now, or no?
Almost. We're still in Scorpio, unfortunately. No, my Scorpio friends. Do you have Scorpio friends?
I do not. I knew one Scorpio girl that I messed around with long time ago, but she got kids now.
Oh, I'm sorry for
her loss. Yeah, for her. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's okay.
It must have been awful. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even take astrology that seriously.
Me neither. But it's okay.
Yeah, my Scorpio friends have just been, I don't know, like a little bit dramatic lately. So I'm just like, I need the season to end.
I need y'all to just calm down.
Yeah.
Right. Usher in the. Right.
That's where I'm at with them. It's a little exhausting. So yeah, I'm waiting for Sag season. But Aries, wait, do you have co-star?
I think I do. Yeah, I think I still do.
I don't know why. I just like assume that all lesbians have co-star.
I did, girl. I did at one point. I promise you, I was there.
I like astrology. Well, no, I used to like astrology.com. Now, it's not the same.
I don't really know how to like read those. I want to like understand more about it because like I get like numerology is kind of like my confirmation from the universe per se, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I kind of like read that I'm doing well or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, I get it. The earth is 70% water, we are 70% water, etc., you know what I'm saying? I understand, but I don't know. I think it's a little silly for motherfuckers to just be like, "Oh, you're Sag, like we can't be friends." Like you don't even know me, you know?
Do you know how many times I've been ghosted after people hear that I'm a...
You got the nerve to be born? Right. Exactly. That's wild. Like, that's wild.
I'm pretty sure that I was like Valentine's Day sex. Like, I think that was just it.
No.
I was conceived out of love.
Right.
Wait, when's your birthday?
April 6th.
Okay, wait, April is... January, February, March... 4th month of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so what's 9 months before that?
March, February, January, December, November, October, September, August? I was a school time baby.
Well, I was gonna say maybe you were like Labor Day sex. It ended in labor.
Right.
Begins and ends in labor.
Right. The vicious cycle. I love it.
So my horoscope for what's today? Monday, November 6th. Your imagination isn't a rubber band. It won't break if you stretch it.
Love that.
Okay.
I feel like that's pretty relevant to what we were just talking about.
Exactly, yeah.
Wanting to get into like affordable housing, you know what I'm saying? Do some cool stuff. That's what's up.
Okay, well, that's very positive. Thank you, co-star. It like never happens.
Aw, yay. I feel that. I feel like it's one of those things that it's like, you know, you apply it how you can, you know, like that type of shit, you know. I definitely get that. I feel like that's like kind of the same with like people who pull tarot, you know, like stuff like that. And like I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like no disrespect to people who do it. I think it's definitely like a spiritual calling thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, do your thing, but I feel like that's just all kind of like the esoteric kind of stuff. I feel like that's very like apply it to your life how you see fit, you know what I'm saying? Like if astrology is something that makes you do better or like be a better person or like reach, you know what I'm saying? Like if it helps you be a better person, then so be it. Like, you know, I'm no one to judge. I'm no one to judge you, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what floats your boat, man. Fuck it, you know.
It's honestly like how I see most religion, where I'm just like, yes. I don't like how people like demonize religion like overall, and they'll say like, oh, you know, religion is like the cause of like all these like world problems and stuff like that. I'm just kind of like, not really. Like if it helps people understand the world a little bit better and feel at peace with their existence, and of course like if they're not using it to like shame anybody else, then like it's fine. Except I'm allowed to shame cancers because they have broken my heart.
You are not except
I'm making an exception for myself for my own health.
I support that.
As an act of self-care, absolutely the fuck.
Right. Yeah. Cancel fucking cancers. Y'all hurt my dog, bro.
You're really like a ride or die.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. Equal rights, equal fights. I'm trying to tell y'all.
It's like I don't care about astrology until it personally affects me.
Right. Until it personally like adds to my turmoil.
Yeah, and now it's a problem.
Yeah, right. Felt that. I definitely felt that.
I do also have tarot cards if you really want to go down that route.
Oh, say less. I'm with it.
Wait, did you grow up religious? Or like were you raised religious?
So my family was very like Christmas, Easter Catholics. And I don't think I ever really like resonated with religion. I feel like I always believed in like God, you know? I just kind of like that was my relationship or whatever, but like church really never spoke to me. Like, you know, fucking reading the homilies and shit, I never understood it, you know? And then I also saw a lot of like corruption within, you know, and like a lot of just like, you know, priests who are abusing the funds, and like hearing all these stories very early of like, you know, assault and stuff coming out of the church, you know, all of these things where I was just like, how is this possible? But like you said, you know, it's not every part of the religion. As with everything, it's not, you know, you can't just use one thing to generalize the whole thing, you know. I did go to like Catholic school and stuff, and I was also like in peer ministry where you like lead like groups, you know, small groups and stuff like that. And I feel like at the end of the day, it's always more just about like community, you know what I'm saying, like tapping into community, and just kind of like being there, you know, no judgment. And then however you kind of like connect with divinity is kind of what it is, you know. But I would definitely consider myself spiritual. I know that's like a whole like, oh, she's spiritual, but like,
but it's so like personal too.
Yeah.
Like even I was raised Roman Catholic, and then I like left the church for a little bit because like I don't know, I was like so depressed as a kid. Yeah. And I was just basically like, well, if like I'm this sad and like God won't do anything about it, then like I don't want to be a part of this. Yeah, definitely. So I was like atheist. Yeah. Like I was like that like very hateful atheist. Granted, I was like 13, so it's like who am I hurting?
That's also teen angst, you know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah. A lot going on. And then I actually I went to Italy when I was in high school, and I went to the Vatican. Okay. And oh my god, I thought in my head I was like, I'm gonna walk into the Vatican and they're gonna know. I was like, I'm gonna walk in there and I'm just gonna like set on fire. Like I was legitimately like scared,
dude. But that's what like Catholic fear does to you, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what that like Catholic guilt, and it's like it's crazy because it's like this whole like, you know, the gay agenda and the this agenda and stuff, but it's like you are like conditioning second graders, third graders, 13-year-olds to like have this fear of God for not believing and not doing your chores and X, Y, and Z. And it's like these are the ways that religion can be hurtful, because it's like you use it to justify this like sense of superiority, you know, and then also like keep you in line, you know. So I definitely understand that.
I don't understand how, again, speaking like purely from like the Christian like Catholic perspective, I don't understand how you can take a religion that like the literal words of it are telling you that like you should love people, you should love your neighbor, that like only God can judge, like emphasizing like forgiveness and that everybody's a sinner and like everybody can grow. Like how do you take that and then you somehow turn that into, oh no, you need to be afraid of God, that like God is gonna like unleash his wrath on you, or you know, whatever,
because of who you are. And it's like, what the fuck.
Like I was like, when I was a kid, I'm like a child, like under the age of 10, I was so scared of going to hell. That was like one of my biggest fears.
Me too. I was so, and maybe this is also like another thing, like these like compulsive thoughts that I would have, but I was so like religiously, like I would think of like paranormal shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't be in the dark because I would think about that shit, and I would just think about like going to hell and like all of these things. So like how stressful, you know, for like, you know, 9 and 10-year-olds and stuff. And it was like, I don't know, bro, like I feel like maybe that was already kind of existing there, but being raised like Roman Catholic definitely heightened it, you know?
Yeah. I don't know if like if I had gone to a different church. Yeah, I think if I had gone to a different church, I probably would have had a different experience. Right. Because even, I don't know, like in my church, there are some things that like I even learned about like as an adult, like from my mom and everything. It was a church, but it was also connected to like a private Christian school. Yeah. And I guess like when I was going for communion, some of the moms in the group were like, oh, like they didn't want their children, like since they paid for the private school, they didn't want their children to have to like stand with the kids who didn't go to the private school.
What the fuck?
Which is so crazy. I'm gonna put it out there. I didn't grow up poor.
Yeah.
I was not like, this wasn't like I don't know. It was like this like weird like manufactured classist thing that I'm just
definitely.
like, what, like, what's going through your head?
About?
Like,
Yeah.
why do you want to separate us? Because it's like, obviously this isn't about like religion. It's not like you're arguing that your kids are like more religious because they go to the Catholic school.
Right.
You are explicitly trying to say that you have more money than me and than my family, and you want separation based off of that.
Right.
Which is crazy. In church.
Yeah.
For communion.
Imagine that.
For like 8-year-olds. Like, are you crazy?
Yeah. Where Jesus is supposed to be like the savior and the friend to fucking impoverished and sinners and blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah.
And it's like at that age where I was really into it. Like, I was really into like religion. I was really into the idea of like serving a God and like being a good person. Like that's all that was like so important to me. So it's crazy that like someone else was looking at me and saying, no,
You're not worthy of it. Or you have to be over here because etc. Yeah.
So yeah, I hated that. But I mean, now it's like, you know, I don't know. I think I got to a point where I converted back into Christianity.
Okay.
And I just kind of, like, the final straw for me was like realizing that I was gay.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I can't, in my mind, I know there's like religious gay people out there, but I was like, in my mind, I can't marry this idea of like being gay and being in a religion that to an extent is telling me that what I'm doing and how I'm living is a sin. It just didn't feel right. Even though like a lot of my values like do align with Christianity, it just, I don't know, I couldn't make it, I couldn't reconcile it.
I understand that, especially like for a religion that has like has a legacy of like waging war against gay people. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you can't just forgive that, you know? I get that.
I would love to have somebody on here though who's like a religious like queer person.
Definitely.
Because I know there's like this one.
I got someone in mind. Cardine.
Oh, you get a.
That's my girl, bro. So she is a queer Mexican Belizean. She taught theology when I was in high school, and she was awesome. She married her high school sweetheart or college sweetheart, whatever. And she actually got fired because she's married to a woman. Like, she got fired from the school that she was working at. She got fired from the university. She was asked to leave like the graduate program, all this stuff, and it really like put her in a spot. But she has always been someone who has been like deeply rooted in her faith, while also like celebrating her queerness and her, you know, her indigenous culture, you know, which is always something, because like you don't find that a lot in the wild, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't find. So I'll definitely talk to her. I'm sure she would love to be a part of this show.
I would love to have that conversation. Sure. I have a lot of conversations in mind that like I'm just trying to find the right person to do it with.
Definitely.
So it's like I'm still trying to find more people just to talk to from like the identity, like the masc and femme, or like in the middle, like in your case, like type of identities. I don't know. I love listening to like how people reach like the conclusion. Yeah. Like it's like what, like how. It's like, how did you pick, you know, the label? Because it took me like a while before I was like, yes, I am femme, like I am high femme. Like, it was this long fucking ridiculous journey. Okay. So I always like hearing how other people got to that.
So how would you like describe yourself?
Definitely high femme. I mean, lesbian, like bull dyke, like 100%. like my okay. I like can't do this without like a bunch of like exposition. Okay.
Let's go.
So when I first came out, I was like, oh, I'm bisexual, but I could never marry a woman. I was like, I was like, I'm bisexual, but I'm hetero-romantic. I was like certain. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna marry a man. I'm gonna be someone's wife. I'm gonna have kids. No, it's stupid. But I came to my senses. Eventually, like, came out as just like straight up lesbian. But like, I went through this phase when I first came out where I was still trying to understand my identity in like a lot of different ways, like beyond just sexuality. That was also the point where I was starting to get like super into fashion and like the horseback riding and like what people would wear like for horseback riding. That was a huge influence. So like I loved like polo Ralph Lauren style. I loved the button downs. Right. And like my, you know, my tight pants and my boots, and like that's what I would wear to ride. Right. So that kind of carried over into like a lot of my everyday fashion, like button down jeans, like, and like Converse. Right. Because I'm like, that's lesbian.
Right. You can just tell.
It's like it kind of like made sense. And then like as that was kind of evolving, I started kind of getting into like more of an androgynous look. And then I was also just having a lot of issues with like feeling comfortable in my body. So like I really liked to be covered. Like I remember I would like wear a skirt or a dress to school in the morning, and then I'd probably get through like one period and then I would switch to pants because I just couldn't do it anymore. So I had that phase. And then I don't know like exactly what changed, but eventually I was just like, I don't like looking at myself like this. Like I couldn't feel comfortable with it anymore. Like I felt very stifled. Granted, I was real cute. I was a cute little mask.
Right. Okay.
Oh, I think it was that I went on a date with someone and I described myself as like as femme. Mind you, I was wearing a gray V-neck shirt that I still have. Okay. Jeans and like maybe sandals. Okay. Which is not. It's not like an overtly like feminine look, but. Yeah, it was like kind of like heading in that direction. Feminine. Yeah, like and I remember I'm like on this date and I described myself as femme, and they're like, more like soft butch, and I was like, shut the fuck up. We still talk. Milo, okay. I don't know if you remember, but I remember.
Oh no.
But yeah, I think that was where I was just like, okay, no, like I can't, like I want to be doing things differently. And then when I moved down here, because it was like because that was the summer before my senior year of college. Okay. So when I moved down here and it was like, oh, fresh beginnings, it was and warm weather, so I could show more skin. Right. So yeah, I was like, you know what? Every outfit could be sluttier, and like that's just kind of
every outfit could be sluttier. A word. But
like that's like the vibe that I took with everything there. I was like,
tell her I love that for you.
Because it's like, okay, what if it was just a crop top?
Right.
Why does it have to be a long t-shirt? Right. Why can't you just show a little midriff?
Right.
Why not a little collarbone? Right. Maybe a thigh or two here.
Right. Or
like
two.
What's the harm?
The scandal.
Who are we hurting?
I love it.
So yeah, like that was kind of like the evolution for me. And now like I don't know, I describe my gender as like a biblically accurate angel.
Love.
So like that's kind of like the vibe that I take into every
pair of eyes and just some wings.
Yeah, you know, just very like ethereal and like maybe a little scary.
Love that. I would pursue you if I saw that on the Tinder dating app. Ethereal but scary, I'd be like, yes, swipe.
I like to look like the alien at the end of Nope. That's kind of
yes. I dig that. I love that. You got to keep it different. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. That's what's up.
My pronouns are just Gabriel.
Just Gabriel. Just address me as Gabriel. I thought your name was just Gabriel. Heard.
So for you, like, what was that experience like?
So this is so funny. I actually like kind of like described the process in the stand-up, which is where I met you at the Les Moon event at in Wilton Manors.
They're very funny. Like, you're so funny.
Thank you. I was shitting bricks. I was like, there was this one joke that I had said, bro. I can't even remember what it was, but I looked at everyone. I was like, you can laugh. It's okay.
I think it might have been like a suicide.
Yeah. I was like that. I was like, the gay awareness only comes after you tried to unalive yourself for the first time.
Yeah, I think in my mind, I'm pretty sure I remember like wanting to laugh, but then the room was kind of quiet.
Yeah, and I was like, it's okay.
It was good. It was good.
I appreciate it. That's so funny. But yeah, I feel like I've always kind of had this like admiration of like women, you know, like physically, like when I was just like young. I remember like literally being in like pre-K, bro, and like this one girl, Monica was her name, bro, like straight jet black hair, like blue eyes. She was so pretty. Like And I was just like, you're so pretty, you know? And like these feelings of like, I either want to be your friend or like I want to look like you or like I just want to be around you, you know what I'm saying? Was always like, because like kids are not sexual as young. So like these feelings are just like, I just want to be around you. Like I want to be your friend. I want to be like in your presence type shit. And I remember like we used to have like dress down days like at my school, and I would always pick out 2 fits, and it would be like a femme fit with a skirt, or it would be like a more masculine fit with like pants and a jacket type shit. And I would be like, who am I gonna go as tomorrow, you know, type shit. So that was very funny to notice when I was like older. I feel like I really like came out in college. I guess I kind of like accepted this idea of like bisexuality, which is how I first also kind of like came out also hetero romantic, because I had literally the same sentiments. I was like, I feel like I could like date or like kiss a girl, but like I'm not gonna marry one, you know, like I'm not gonna be one of those. Like what is one of those, you know? And then I got into and then I got an undercut, and that was like the era of like masked tere. Like that shit was crazy. Like that changed my life, y'all. Like a haircut will change your fucking life. Like a change to your appearance will just 180. So I had the little buzz cut, you know, I'd be wearing my little jerseys. I was masked tere like down, you know. So that was really fun. And then I feel like I'm kind of just in like it's taken a lot, because I resonate with like non-binary and stuff like that, but I still very much identify with like femininity and like women, you know, womanhood and stuff like that. So I feel like I kind of just am fluid. Like that's just like the encompassing idea, you know. I use she, they, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind she at all. So yeah. And like my first relationship, I guess, with a woman was, I was like 22 at the time, and she was like 19. So red flag already. Just
cradle robber.
Girl, don't look at me. I can't do youngins anymore. And she was crazy. Like do not let them fool you, bro. Women gaslight just as much as men do, you know, and they're very good at it. Very good at emotional abuse. So that was fun. But that was like a summer fling. And that was like the last relationship I've been in with a woman. But yeah, we're here and we're queer. Right. And that's it.
I feel like what you say though about like almost like resonating with like womanhood, but then also like still feeling like very fluid with it. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a very like lesbian experience. Yeah. And because I've been thinking about this like for like a long time, because mm-hmm. It's like I was telling you, I had a friend, like an internet friend, who, you know, we were good friends for maybe like 2 years or so, and then she disappeared for a little bit, and she came back and started posting a lot of TERF rhetoric on her Tumblr. Yeah. And I remember reading a lot of it, and it just I remember at first I was seeing it, and I didn't really know like what it was. Like I didn't understand that it was, you know, this like rad femme type thing. Yeah. So and they're describing womanhood. Mm-hmm. And they're describing a lot of the way that TERFs describe womanhood is through a lens of oppression. Yeah. That like you're not a woman unless you've experienced oppression. It's just that's just like the ideology that I noticed. Mm-hmm. So I remember like reading these posts, and I was like, oh, I don't really feel that way about womanhood. Yeah. And at that point, I'd never questioned my gender. Yeah. But continuing to read into that rhetoric and not relating to it made me feel like I was less of a woman. Right. And so like that was my like internal crisis, where I was like, oh my god, like am I not binary? Like am I something? Like I don't know. And eventually like I just, you know, I realized like, oh, this is what's happening. Like this is what's happening to my friends. So I just distanced myself. Right. But then I don't know, like the more that I read about other people's experiences, like there's a lot of lesbians who do have this very tepid relationship with womanhood. Yeah. Where it's like it's just like a little bit, you know, it's just a little strained. Mm-hmm. Where it's like it's like, yes, like I'm a woman, I'm just like not super enthusiastic about it, I think is the best way to describe it. Right. Like nothing else really feels like it fits better than womanhood, but yeah. I still don't feel like the world views womanhood in a way that necessarily includes me.
includes like masculinity too, like includes, I feel that. I definitely feel how like someone could feel distance from it, especially not being like the stereotypical like feminine, you know what I'm saying, like lesbian woman, and like that's like femininity. So I feel like something that this generation is really like getting right is like just like this inclusivity, you know, like this like inclusivity movement, this program, you know. I feel that. I definitely feel that.
It's also like, it's okay to be uncomfortable too.
Totally.
Like, it's okay to be questioning. I do feel like a lot of kids these days are getting lost in like these very like niche micro identities that describe such a specific experience that I'm like, okay, like, yeah, some of this is your sexuality, other parts of it is just like you're also 15 years old.
Literally you're so I worry about that too, man. Like, and I'm sometimes like, I feel like a bad person because, okay, with the non-binary and androgynous thing, right? People who are like trans masked but very much like dress and present themselves as femme, I don't like quite understand it, but I've had to get to a point that it's like, it's not for me to understand, it's for me to accept, you know, it's for me to just respect about this person, you know? And I definitely feel that. I definitely feel this like overabundance and like just very niche, how you said, identities, for sure. For
especially like with the way I don't mean to be like old man shakes fist at cloud, but the way these children are on TikTok and on Twitter. TikTok is worse than Twitter. Definitely. Like it used to be like Twitter was like really bad, but like TikTok has made it like so much worse. Yeah. And I'm just like, why? Like, it's like, why are we on the internet arguing about the ethics of Paw Patrol when you have homework due?
Dude, and it's so crazy because you just said something about feeling you said feeling uncomfortable in like femininity,
just in womanhood. Like it feels like I'm doing it wrong.
Oh, you said the this like turf ideology about like if you haven't been victimized or you haven't been So I feel like that, along with this like creation of all these like very niche like identities or whatever, adds to this like oppression Olympics, which I cannot fucking stand, bro, especially among like white queer people. Like, what are you doing? Like, I saw this video about, I can't remember the creator's name, but I saw this video about this you know, this non-binary looking person who was like, we were just hate crimed and I kind of love it. And it's like, for white queer people especially, like being hate crimed or feeling oppressed or feeling victimized is like validation for being queer, you know? And it's like, it makes you wonder, like, are you in this just to like separate yourself? Like, are you in this just to feel special? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro, because like that's a weird mentality to have, you know? Like, if you're queer, you recognize that everything comes with it. Like, you have to stand against these things. Like, you have to protect your, you know, BIPOC friends. You have to protect your black friends, you know, like, that are also queer. So I definitely feel that, and that concerns me about this generation a little bit, especially with TikTok and like all this like circulating of information and these ideas and these videos that it's like, it's okay to be hate crimed and feel good about it. Like, no, the fuck it's not, you know? That's weird.
But it's also it's quick. It's quick, and it makes everybody feel like, I don't want to say it makes everybody feel like their voice matters, because that's not quite it, but it's like,
you can say it, not everyone deserves to have a fucking platform.
Yeah, and that's not to say that like somebody can't evolve into a person that, like, you know, can share information with nuance. That's the thing. Social media completely lacks nuance. Again, because things happen so quickly. If your Instagram caption's too long, I'm not reading it. I'm not. You just uploaded an iOS press release from the Notes app. I'm not reading it.
Yeah, real shit. If I gotta get a dictionary for some of these words, bitch, I'm done.
Yeah, like I'm gonna scroll. I got Nat Geo on my feed.
Tight. I got things to scroll.
I want to look at a picture of a bird.
Bro, when I tell you, this generation is so... This is why I feel like I'm a fucking outsider. And this is why I feel like I'm just old now, you know? I'm 26. And I worked at Publix for 9 months. And this was during COVID. This was during, like, 2020. So I'm, like, watching these kids pass through the line with their parents, bro. And they're, like, there's no music. They don't have a phone on them. They're literally just, like, practicing TikTok dances. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know? Like... like practicing like in the line, and they're just like dancing and stuff, and I'm like, all right, you know, like do you. And now I'm like recognizing that these are like this TikTok shit, you know. And I'm like, what is this generation, bro? Like, go outside, touch grass, like, fuck, shit's crazy.
You know, in their defense, like, there's a lot of kids now that are very like attached to this idea of becoming an influencer or like doing something with social media in the future, because like it's super viable. But it's also like they've seen people, even like I'm 25, so it's like we're the same age. Like, they've seen people in my generation like go to college. They've seen people like older than us like go to college, and you go and you know, get the full-time job and all of that, and you like do everything right, and it's still, you know, you're struggling. You're living in a shoebox apartment. Like, your car doesn't know she wants to turn on
right, somewhere for 2 months. Like, what the fuck?
So, but it's like, I understand for like from their perspective that like they're looking at this and saying, okay, this didn't work, or this isn't guaranteed, and they're trying so hard to just like do it a different way, in a way that like seems like a lot more viable. Which, like, I don't know, TikTok is one of those platforms where like it is possible. Like, I guess it's like super easy. I don't want to say super easy, but it's easier to go viral on TikTok or to amass a following on TikTok than it is on pretty much like any other social media platform that is out there right now.
Definitely.
So it's like, for them, it's like this just makes sense. Like, the math is mathing.
Totally. And like, you can get viral off some stupid shit. Like the fucking D'Amelio family or whatever, like Charlie and all of them, like got famous over taking dances from other like creators and getting famous off of it, like getting whole like Hulu specials off of it. So I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's all just kind of messed up, because like the kids don't get the proper education they should in this country. That's just number one. And even if you do get the degree, like, you're not guaranteed to get into your field. Like, all of these, like,
You're coming out of school with debt.
Yeah, coming out of school with debt, like, you know what I'm saying, not knowing where you're gonna live, like, you know, moving back in with your parents. And then like social media is very much like, you know, comparison is the thief of joy. You're seeing all these people that you like. Okay, I worked at a breakfast spot, and I don't really work there anymore. I'm kind of like on call, but I saw this girl who was in my graduating class who's an OBGYN. I think she may be a nurse, but she's in the OBGYN, like, she's in the field, right? And she came in, and I was like, oh my god, like, it's so good to see you. And like, I've gotten past it, you know, but it was like this 5-minute moment that I was like, damn, like, I'm serving bacon and eggs, and she's over here like 14-hour shifts in a hospital and blah blah blah, and like, she's got so much going on in her life. But it's like, I don't know, like, I don't know if she's really happy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if she got it all figured out. I think she does, because it looks that way, you know. So I don't know where I was going with that, but I feel you. This whole, like, it may not even work out, so it's trying to, like, you know, something new. And I can appreciate it about this generation, is they're very, like, creative, and they're very, yes. And they care. They do. They care. But it's like, I just feel like they're not even really being given the chance to be children. Yeah, like, 1,000%. At that age, 1,000%. Like, yeah, I was relatively, like, political, like, when I was a child. God, I could even argue that maybe it started, like, at that point. Like, it's like that post, like, 9/11 like childhood that like people grew up in. Like, oh my god, as a kid, I hated George Bush. I hated him so much. And not even based off of anything. It's just like, this is what I was constantly exposed to. And then I personally blamed him for global warming. Just because, like, oh, this is everything that I'm absorbing. These are all the things that are bad in the world. You're in charge, so what the fuck are you doing about it? I'm like, okay, so George Bush is bad because there's a war in Iraq that's bad, and that's why George Bush is bad. Also, there's a hole in the ozone layer, which is bad, and the environment, like, the world's getting older or hotter, so that's bad. Therefore, George Bush personally caused global warming. It just made sense in my head as a child. It still kind of makes sense. Just fuck him, bro. Exxon, no. George Bush, absolutely no. They're not involved. It's George W. Bush, right. Out there, I don't know, smoking directly. Bald head ass, right. But like, I don't know, like, I just, I don't know, I feel like, like, there are a lot of, like, areas of my childhood where, like, I was still, like, able to just, like, be a kid and, like, go out and have fun. But I feel like I was having, like,
this level of conversations, like,
Yeah,
before I'd even gotten
definitely.
to high school.
Definitely.
And it's just like, why are we so, like, why are we so exposed, like, to so much? Like, why are we so invested into so much?
Yeah.
And oh my God, especially now with the way that, like, kids dress.
Yeah.
And, like, the way that a high schooler looks now versus, like, a high schooler.
Dude, I think about that all the time. Like, all the time.
And I'm not shaming the children here. They are children.
Yeah.
They are not the ones who, you know, should be looking out for themselves in this way.
1,000%.
Their parents need to be looking out for them in
1,000%.
this way.
But it's this, like, emergence of all this, like, TikTok stuff and, like, these makeup tutorials and how to dress like, you know, a clean girl and all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all are 13. Like, be a kid. It's okay to be a kid. Like,
Yeah, it's okay to be messy.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Your kids are supposed to be dirty.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it just, oh my God, like, you,
definitely growing up too quick.
oh my God. Like, I went out the other day and just laid in the grass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I haven't done this since I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I haven't had the opportunity to just, like, do this. There's so many things about my childhood that, like, I wish that I had valued them, like, more.
Yeah. I feel that.
Damn, we're talking like we're like 90 years old.
Back in my day.
Life's just over at this point. 25 and things just start going down.
Just spiraling down. No, real shit. My bones are cracking and stuff. It started.
I've been feeling pretty good, like, about life lately. Again, like, I think since starting this podcast and, like, meeting more people and, like, going out more and just, I don't know, kind of, like, being in the world more and, like, being around other, like, queer people.
Yeah.
It's been very rewarding.
I love that. And, like, I think it's also, like, I've been trying to put myself in more queer spaces because, like, I don't really, like, I don't know, bro. It's like when you just find your people, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially, like, people who got the gay, like, it comes down as simple to, like, if I like your style, I feel like we can definitely mesh, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you care about yourself, you put yourself together, and, like, you're unapologetic about how you present yourself, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it can be as superficial as that leads to something a lot deeper and a lot more meaningful, you know what I'm saying? So I love being out, like, in the queer scene now, especially, like, you know, post hetero relationship. Fucking shameful.
Oh, should we mention that you dated a man, or do you think we'll get canceled?
I don't want to stress the people out. I don't want to give you all a fucking nightmare story.
Trigger the listeners.
Right. Listen, I just want you to know that it's okay if you went through that phase as well. I feel like that's, like, a process of coming to. And it's so crazy. So, one of my homegirls, shout out Alicia, she sent me this Google PDF that was like, signs you might be a lesbian.
Wait a minute. Oh my God. Is that the
Know what I'm talking about? I think you know what I'm talking about.
I have beef with this PDF.
Why?
As an academic,
Right.
I have so much beef with this PDF because, like, it has, like, a little, like, works cited section, and then, like, 90% of the works cited is just, like, Tumblr posts, and I'm like, this, like, I remember, like, going through the whole thing, and I was like, okay, interesting, and then I got to the end and I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me.
That is the most millennial fucking scholarly fucking slapdash fucking shameful. I should have seen that.
I couldn't do it because it's like, oh, okay, do you like women or only women? You're a lesbian.
Right,
like, that's
right.
like the
That's
only
it.
question.
Like, that's all you gotta know.
Do you want a Subaru?
Have you built your own headboard?
Do you desperately want to own a fat pitbull?
We're writing the next one. No.
Wait, oh, sorry. Sorry, I need to update that. It's like a pitbull or like a Belgian Malinois.
Right. Yes, that's the one. That's
Lesbians
the one
have decided to get into working breed dogs.
Yes. I love that. It's just part of the process. Working women, working breed dogs.
Exactly. A Malinois could have built this headboard.
1,000%. 1,000% it would have.
Well, like, why don't you use your podcast as a way to get more into queer spaces? I know it's not, like, necessarily, like, queer focused, but it could be, like, a good way. I know there's, like, a lot of, like the arts are very big in South Florida at, like, varying scales of, like, super, like, local grassroots stuff, and then even up to, like, big, like, high-end, like, very highly valuable stuff. Like, do you think that's something that you want to do?
Definitely. I just need to get off my ass and do it, because it's literally just been about the, like, excuse of, like, I wouldn't know how to put it together without, like, if I had a MacBook, probably I could use, like, the programs or whatever, but, like, you have literally just, like, shown me a whole new world, like, I have the mics, I have the resources to do it, it's just about doing it. So, you have definitely inspired me to get back into it, because the first episode was in January, and I was trying to do like a check-in, like maybe 6-month episode, even though that's still way too long, you know, but do something in June, and then do something at the end of the year. But it's damn near fucking, it's November already, so I just have to get on that. But I definitely do want to definitely got to get more queer people on the podcast.
That is kind of like the only drawback about doing like an interview like based platform is like finding people to interview, and then people actually saying yes to interviews. Like, I know, oh my god, like when I walked up to you, I was like, okay, first of all, I was like, I need to make sure that doesn't look like I'm trying to flirt, because like that's weird. And then I was like, hey, can I buy you a drink?
That was so cute, bro. And I was like, I don't even drink, but like I appreciate that.
But it was because like Sublime was like, oh yeah, like buy the performance a drink. So I was like, oh, I'll do that. But I was like, oh wait, this looks really weird.
Not at all. I was very flattered.
Okay, thank you. I was like, I'm giving off the wrong impression.
No, you're so good.
But like, you were so funny that I was just like, yeah, we need to talk.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
So then how did you get into the photography side of things?
I kind of always liked like messing around with cameras, like on the school trips. So it would kind of just be like, little DSLR and stuff like that. One of my homegirls, Logan, Shot by Shredded on Instagram. She's fucking insane, y'all. Please book her. Please go to her. She's super dope. She started really like kind of getting me into photography just because like she was doing it a lot. Like when we were in college, we went to FAU together. And she's really been dedicated, for a long time. I feel like she's definitely a staple, like in the South Florida community for sure. But I started getting into film, maybe like 3-4 years ago, like really at like the start of the pandemic. And, I bought a camera off of a friend of a friend, and I just loved it, dude. And like film is something definitely like you just got to be patient with, because it's very easy to get discouraged, because like, the lighting, and you just kind of have to like know how it works. You can do it, but it takes a little work, and I was very frustrated because I'm just like, damn, like, some of these aren't coming out good. I've burned whole rolls before, and that's expensive too. So you just kind of like get discouraged. But like once you really like push through that, once you push through anything, and once you get past those like obstacles and you see that it's worth it, it's very rewarding, and there's just something about film that's just very like nostalgic. And I idolize the 90s, bro. Like I just love the era, like, what I'm saying? Like I love the look, all of that stuff. So, videography and like, VHS and film is just very like caught in time. So I love that about it.
What's like your dream photo shoot? I just told you mine, so I need to know yours.
True. Dude, Morocco. Oh my god, going to like Morocco, going to North Africa, traveling around like the Middle East, Southeast Asia, just out there. And like travel photography would be like my dream photography shoot, is like travel.
Wait, would Morocco be like your dream place to go?
Yes.
What's like, give me like your top 5.
Okay, Morocco, Greece, the Philippines, trying to think. Hawaii for sure. One more. Maybe like Costa Rica or like Chile.
Ooh,
like the coastal mountains, horseback riding out there.
Yeah. The rainforest.
Bro, what? Brazil? Yo, come on.
Yeah, South America, definitely. I love the tropics. That's part of like what I like about living down here. Yeah, I'm not a cold weather person.
Me neither. Let me tell you, being in DC was the coldest part about going up to DC was literally the bus ride. And like me and my homeboy Rico, we were like smack dab in the middle of this fucking bus, and they were like circulating the air from outside, bro, and we were free. Like my feet were like bricks, and I was like, I'm so uncomfortable. I hate the cold. Which is why, like, I used to think about like moving to New York or something, or like going somewhere where I can like experience the seasons. I would like to for at least like a year, but then I'm just like, I am not built for this shit. Like, I'm really not. And I get more agitated, and I get more like shut off, you know, and I'm just like, you can't talk to me type shit. It just like changes my whole demeanor, you know.
I feel like when you get used to it though, or it's not even, because again, I don't like the cold. Like, if the temperature is like below 50 degrees outside, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
But then the coziness
Yes.
of it being cold outside and then coming inside, and then it's like, oh my god, it's like so warm and toasty. It's also like, okay, cuffing season doesn't make as much sense down here,
Yes,
as opposed to up north.
I'm
more
not trying to cuddle with you, I'm sweating.
That's my thing. I'm way more motivated to just like get it done up north. Here I waffle around. Now, you know, it's almost the end of the year and I'm not cuffed. And yet it is cuffing season.
I'm crying, bro. That's probably the most valid and probably most like, are you wondering why you're still single in Florida? It's because it's hot, bitch. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
This window AC, it's not doing it.
Right. It's not doing what it needs to do.
No, serious. It's like every time that I have someone over here, I am like, get out of my covers. Like, you are too sweaty.
You are too close.
It is too hot. Please just go home. I don't want to deal with this.
Right. It's hard to build a relationship off the yeah. I feel that.
That's the problem, but that's why dating down here is so hard, because it's just way too hot and I can't share my space with somebody.
Fact. That's like a big, like, we joke about it, but that's very much like, I feel that.
Maybe that's why people cheat, because they're like, oh, maybe if I go to this other person, yeah, they've got central air,
right?
And you've only got the window unit.
You know what? If you can't love me at my window, you don't deserve me at my fucking full AC.
You don't love me at my laundromat, you can't love me at my in-unit washer dryer.
Period. Mic drop.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to doing some photography with you. It's gonna be really fun.
Me too. I'm super excited. This whole like little Goodwill montage, like 80s freaking, I'm super down. You know what's so crazy? I have been wanting to do a shoot concept of like empty the closet type shit. So like you put fits together, we have like a whole just like, I don't know, like garage background or something, you know what I'm saying? Like make it very like 90s fucking, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I hope I'm like conveying the.
You are. I'm getting the vision.
You know what I'm saying? We have like the metal rack right here next to you. You put on a fit. You know what I'm saying? We pose a little, flick up. You choose another one, and it's like the whole lookbook, you know, type shit.
I've been like, even with like a lot of my content now, I do like a couple like get ready with me.
I've seen them
but then I'm like,
super cute.
It's for like stuff that's themed, so I'm like, oh, this makes sense. So it's like Halloween was like super straightforward,
right.
And then like there was a 90s party like a couple months ago, so I was like, oh, let me put together like a 90s inspired outfit. Like that's like very it. But then I don't know. It's like I want to do fashion content because it's like, I want to show like what a femme presenting lesbian means to me, because I feel like a lot of the content that I was absorbing when I was like first coming to that conclusion about myself was very like I think it was just a product of the era, but it was very like 1950s housewife was like what a lot of people were emulating, which was just never, it was never me, because I was kind of coming out of that like very preppy stage, and then like I said in another episode, like Doja Cat and Megan Thee Stallion were like huge influences for me, where I was like, this is like a form of femininity that is very informed by blackness, and that's what I feel like more comfortable in, like powerful. This is the way, and it's very colorful, like so colorful, so I'm just like, that's kind of like, you know, what I want to like lean towards. But I don't know, I feel like kind of uncomfortable just like I tried to like film a little like outfit of the day today before I went to work. I don't know, I wasn't feeling it.
I think it's just something you gotta keep doing until you're comfortable with, you know what I'm saying? Because like you're, at least you're doing it now, you know what I'm saying? Like at least you're starting to film it, so I think it just like becomes a comfortable thing too, and you know, like kind of getting out, I know it's obviously easier said than done, but like, you know, kind of getting out your own head, because I do the same shit, you know, like I'd be like, got some new fucking plugs today, like stretch my ears, whatever, like, you know, I've been doing that shit on TikTok, and I'm like, does anyone even watch this shit, you know, like, does anyone relate?
People do, like 100% people do. But like, do you, because I know you said that like you're like maybe going like back into like a little bit of a mask phase, like do you still feel very much fluid, or do you feel maybe that you'd be like more comfortable like being mask presenting?
I feel I settle on the word like fluid and like non-binary and stuff like that. While I still like resonate with femininity, I feel like the way that I present is very much like who I am. So like I told myself that if I'm 30 and I'm still thinking about top surgery, I'm gonna do it, because that's also something that I've always felt very like detached from, you know what I'm saying, like just like having boobs, and that's like, you know, I want to get a binder for, you know, I want to buy myself a binder type shit, start like kind of seeing how that feels, how that looks. That's why I don't really like fully subscribe to like femininity, you know, even though I still very much like, you know, Women's Day I was posting about it, you know, like all of this stuff, like I still use she, you know, and like I probably still will use she when I do it, because at this point I'm kind of just like I keep talking about it, like I'm convicted in this idea, I'm probably gonna end up doing it, you know. I think I would like to be, there's this creator that I'm gonna send you because I cannot remember their name for the fucking life of me. I think it's like Eye of Z or something like that, and they are super cool. Also fluid, also non-binary, also had top surgery, but they style themselves in a way that like they still do like the crop tops, or like they still do like, you know, the bandeaus and like the high waisted skirts and stuff like that, and it looks good, you know, because you can still you can still embody these like typically feminine outfits and stuff while still having like no boobs, you know, which is dope. So I think that's something I'm kind of like gearing towards. So to answer your question, more mask, more fluid, for sure.
It's funny you say that, because I also feel like one of the areas where I really struggle with like TERF ideology and like the way that they describe womanhood is that they also have a much more limited definition of womanhood than I think they realize.
Yeah.
And I think it's that way because like white womanhood has like heavily influenced TERF politics, yes. Like more so like sure. It's yes, I know that there are TERFs who are not white, but I think the rhetoric is like very Anglo-Saxon, for lack of a better term.
Definitely. And I feel like this idea that comes from TERFs is they're like they're threatened by another human being referring themselves to as a woman, because you're not secure in your womanhood, and you're worried about a trans woman coming onto your man or your woman. Is like, it's I feel like I always attribute these like very hateful and very like anti-group think, you know, as like, you just hate yourself, bitch. Like, you don't like yourself, and you wish that you had these qualities that other people have. You wish you were as outspoken, or you wish you were as creative, or you wish you were as, you know, intelligent as these people, you know. So that's why you are like, you can't be a woman because you're fucking strong. You can't be a woman because you are fluid, or, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, bitches just hate themselves. And I see that a lot in the queer community, unfortunately. And especially like down here. So when I started like fucking around with women or whatever, gender roles are still very like here, like very enforced here, especially with queer women. So like if I met you for the first time, right, and I'm not saying you would do this, but like I'm using you as an example, right? If we met for the first time and you met me the way that I presented as like a mask woman, like just as like a mask person, you know, from that moment on, I am paying the bills, and I am opening the door for you, and I'm opening the car door, you know what I'm saying, and I'm taking on the role of like the boyfriend, you know. And it's like, this is the whole point we did this, is to escape these gender roles, you know.
And like I don't want to judge like the, you know, the people who look like me, who like very much want the mask presenting partner that like acts like the boyfriend. Like I don't judge anybody who wants to be in a relationship that has like very traditional gender roles.
Right, of course.
It's when you have the expectation of somebody else going in, because
1,000%.
I run into that like with women, and that's been part of the reason like why I've wanted to like pursue this discussion about identity, especially like with, you know, mask identities, is that like as I continue to date like other like mask women, I'm just like I'm learning so much about like, again, how people come to that conclusion like about themselves and about their identity, because my ex was like the first like masculine like exclusively like mask presenting person that I dated. But it's like, I don't know, like we were like just very similar, like, you know, like we're both, you know, like very in touch like with our emotions. Like I never really got like the closed off type of attitude that I feel like I've had with like a couple other mask women, like who are from here, and like who actually like grew up here. Right. But it's okay.
You gotta stand up for what you believe in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I want to treat a woman.
I want to treat you back.
I like, okay, my love language is physical touch, but like in terms of like the love language that I have like towards other people, like acts of service is like my thing.
Me too.
Like my new thing is like, I wanna buy your gas
type shit. Like I want to take care of you, babe.
Like, get you a full tank.
Right.
You know, you know. I almost offered to change someone's oil, but I was like, oh,
that's hot.
Oh, shit. Like the thought came, and then I was like, what would your therapist think about this? And it's like
absolutely yes.
He would be like, no, you need to stop that. That's why I said, like, I'm literally out here trying to take care of myself. Why am I trying to take care of another person? But no, oh my god, I love buying a girl's gas, because like that, she's gonna be thinking about you for like 1 to 2 weeks.
Gas is not no small thing. Groceries is not either.
It's not. Or it's like, well, let me get you lunch.
Let me get you lunch. Let me cash up you little.
But like a big portion, so I know that you're thinking about me for lunch and dinner.
So you have them leftovers, right?
Yeah, because that next fill up, she's gonna be thinking, damn.
Right, she'll be like, damn, where's she at? Yeah. Where you at? You trying to buy me gas again? Like, yo.
Where's my boo?
Right. I just sent it to you. Don't even worry about it.
She's gonna be on upside, being like, can I get any cash back? Yeah. Like, it's like, no, you don't have to worry about that with me.
Right, don't worry about it, baby. I got you.
Your cash back, 100% cash back. but
oh shit.
I do, you know, I run into, several like masculine presenting women that just like don't want that from me, and it's just like I'm grateful, but it is very uncomfortable for me.
So that's so funny. I feel like we are similar in this way, because you are femme presenting, but you have this like masculine energy about you that you want to like take care, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to do these things, and like I feel like I'm very masculine presenting with like feminine energy sometimes, because like people, like these girls meet me and they'll see me like presenting mask or whatever, and they're surprised that I like speak like this. I'm like, yeah, bitch, like da da da, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll be like, the fuck? And I'm like, what? Like, what did you know what I'm saying? You want me to talk like this? Like, you know?
Just like pretend you're on tea.
Type shit. Like, just it's okay. Just like look at my mustache and appreciate it, because I haven't done my little, face hairs in a little bit. That's all you get from me. But yeah, people be surprised, bro. So I love that, because it's like this truly, like, this just goes back to this entire conversation that we're having. It's like identity is so personal to you, and it's personal to me, because it's like, that is a very like masculine energy like thing to do. That's a very provider thing to do, you know what I'm saying? So I get that, and I think about like I envision, right, shorty that I'm with, and I'm just like, she got to be a little shorter than me so I can, do the little wrap around, you know what I'm saying, blah blah. But then I'm just like, damn, a bitch want to be the small spoon too sometimes,
Also, I'm big spoon.
Me too. But then I'm just like, there's just some days, so when those days come, long pillow behind me, and that's problem solved.
And then I'm gonna roll it because I'm sweaty.
And it's too hot, right?
You get maybe half an hour, and then I'm uncomfortable, and I'm moving away from
both
you.
Y'all gotta get the fuck away from me.
I'm like a hold a hand, like while we sleep, like how otters do it.
That's cute. That's real cute. That's wholesome.
I mean, again, up in Maryland, like, yeah, we could be cuddling all night long. Down here, absolutely not.
Absolutely no.
It's not happening.
Yeah. Like otters.
And then, no, it wasn't. Then even the hand gets sweaty, and then I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do?
Right. I have nowhere to wipe it. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. You sleeping on the couch.
Okay. I think we should save some for your podcast. Okay. But you have to do it. Like, you have to pinky promise me right now.
I pinky promise, girl.
For the end of this year.
Yes.
Maybe even before the end of November.
Yes.
Matter of fact, my birthday is November 30th. As a birthday gift.
Birthday episode. Let's do it.
Perfect. We did it.
I'm down.
It'll be me like hyping up Sagittarius the entire time.
That is okay. My fire sister in arms. I can dig it.
Well, thank you today.
Thank you so much.
Where can everybody follow you?
I am on Instagram, tere.snapped. I'm on TikTok as well, on tere. And I am coming out with the website. I'll let you guys know. Squarespace website. You can book me. You can look at my, photo collections, all that stuff. And I'm very, very much vocal on Instagram. So, definitely come fuck with me. Thank you so much for inviting me, having me.
Well, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. You can follow me at bottumsup.pod on Instagram. That is bottoms up with a U because I am dyslexic.
I love it.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for tuning in. As always, the support is greatly appreciated. And I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.